Welcome to Owning the Masters, a podcast where we discuss business, entrepreneurship, and lifestyle for the culture. We're your hosts, Be the Boss.
And LJ. All right, and this week's artist is Cheri. We have Bulletproof. And make sure you check her album out. It's called Bear on all streaming platforms. She's really dope.
Man, that's a cool name.
I tell a joke and you don't laugh, 'cause you ain't there, I miss your charm. I'm lying here all alone, I miss the company of your arms.
I love her.
Yes, her voice is everything.
Come on, butter.
Look,
I'm telling you.
Okay. Snaps not claps.
Come
Snaps
on.
not claps. Come on with
Give me
it.
that
Spoken
word.
Word Wednesday.
Well, welcome back, everyone. This is episode 10. Thank you for hanging in there with us. We have very special guests today. We have Lamont and Patrice Stokes.
yeah, how y'all doing?
Speak on It Media.
Yeah, speak on it.
Yes.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yes. So this week we have a bunch of questions for y'all.
Okay, awesome.
So we actually met them. I'll tell everybody how we met
Yeah,
first of all.
break it down.
Because it was very, very, it wasn't nothing but God.
It wasn't nothing but God on everything.
We actually met right outside the studio.
Yep.
What? Almost a month ago?
Yep.
Almost a month ago. Yep.
Wow, that kind of went by quick. Yeah.
Yep. So we were just standing outside. We ran into our cousin.
Who is on my show?
Yes, Just Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yes,
Just
shout out
Jeffrey.
to cousin Just Jeffrey.
Yeah.
And we just got to talking, having conversation.
Nah, see, you leaving an important part out.
What? What's the important
When
part?
you jumped on Jeff
Oh
Jeffrey.
yeah. Well, that cousin love, I definitely
That-
did.
He didn't know what was happening. He just took it. He just was like, all right.
Yeah.
They remind me of like purple when they run that.
Yep.
Like,
I jumped. It was love. I jumped on him and gave him the biggest hug of life because
Yeah,
I
that
ain't
was
seen
awesome.
him in forever.
That was
Right.
Yeah, that
Right.
was so awesome.
And that's my boo.
Aw.
He came running to me. I'm like, I wasn't paying attention. I'm like, who the heck?
right. And then the first
Oh, okay.
Lauren was cool.
Yeah,
she was
right,
just like,
real calm.
cool.
The best part was when we were talking about ages and we were like thinking they're kids. They
I
like,
thought
we
they
got
was kids. They got
Okay.
kids.
We were like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
Whole
I love it
teenager.
here.
Yeah,
I
y'all,
love
I'm
okay.
21 forever.
yeah, y'all like 19 forever.
Beautiful
I'll take
young
that.
ladies. Oh my God. I was
you.
like, y'all just doing things.
Yeah.
Like, what are y'all drinking?
Yeah,
Likewise.
y'all got
Yes,
y'all amazing,
likewise.
both of y'all.
Likewise. We got to talking about, zodiac signs. I'm
Yep.
an Aries.
I'm an Aries,
My sister's a Cancer.
I'm a
and she's a
Cancer.
See, it
Cancer.
was
See
a
how it
match
goes?
made in heaven.
We were supposed to talk.
Right.
And it's funny why I got
We
it
got
set up
perfect
like that. The
balance
Aries
going
over
on
here.
right now.
The Cancer.
You can tell who's extra and who's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We extra
We got
on the
extra
low.
going on over there.
I'm always extra.
Like extra and the extra.
Our
Yeah, that's
presence
all
just
extra,
demands the room. We don't have to say nothing. We just be.
That's facts.
chill.
That's
true.
facts. I do see that in her. Me, I got to take it over. I just got to.
Me too. I don't know how to be quiet.
I don't either. I don't
I
either.
think that's probably why I'm single. But we'll leave that alone.
Oh, nah.
I talk too much.
He better be manly enough to handle that.
I don't know how to be
Shoot.
got.
You shouldn't have to be.
Just find you a man
Right.
that's a
With
Cancer.
that.
Right, yep, find a Cancer.
Find a Cancer.
There it is. Because she can deal with me. I don't know how.
It's called
But she can
balance.
deal with me.
Jesus.
Yes.
She said,
You gotta
Jesus.
get that balance.
Yeah. Because I'm never gonna be quiet.
You should not be. No.
not be.
No.
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
And he should
Speaking
respect
of
that.
which, it made me think about shout out to our church, Solid Word Bible Church. The message today was about the wisdom of words.
Ooh,
okay.
good.
And talking about how to use a gentle word.
Yes.
And then how to use what happens when you don't use gentle words.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know, it brings about wrath.
It's all about
Yes.
what you say and how
What
you
you
say
How
it.
you say it then too.
Yeah.
I
Manifest.
just posted something on Facebook this week that kind of talks about the same thing about using your words effectively. Like, don't use your words for gossip. Don't use your words to tear people down. Always make sure what you're saying makes sense, and don't waste your time on people that are committed to misunderstanding you.
Wow.
I was like, that's a word. She said,
That
I
is a
don't
word.
waste
That will
my
save you so
words.
much energy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Never
Run that
waste
back
your-
one more time, everybody.
Yeah.
She said, I don't waste my words on those who are committed to misunderstanding me.
Yes.
Wow.
I said, you know what? I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which is so good because it's like that kind of talks about the foolishness of people who don't plan to have an understanding conversation. Their whole point is to bait you to argue.
Right.
And those people you shouldn't have a conversation with.
Because it's a waste
They
of
only
your
want to
energy.
respond, so it's a never-ending conversation. They only want to hear what you got to say so they can respond.
Just so they can respond. Hey, oh, I hate that. I hate when you're not even listening. You're not listening. You just waiting on me to stop.
Yeah.
I'm jumping in like when you playing double dutch. I'm jump in as soon as you done. I'm gonna talk crazy. Yeah, that's
Really, but I think that that's a good skill, like especially when you're interviewing, because you interview a lot of people.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I think that's a good.
His deep voice, yes, I do.
I know.
I don't know where it's coming from, man. It's just deep because there's a bunch of ladies around.
Once y'all know, he's
Yeah,
Rock the
how you
Barry
doing?
White out.
married man.
You better claim it. Don't play around.
Mr.
Period.
Loverman Part 2. No, I'm just kidding. It was funny too because when we was doing the Spoken Word Wednesday, it just was coming out. It was so give it up for Patrice Stokes. I was like, where is that
You
coming
had to pull
Mr.
in the
Loverman.
Love Jones.
from? Yeah, the whole Love
You had
Jones.
to pull that in.
It did work.
Yeah,
it did work.
worked.
Y'all was cool, man. Y'all had the best spot in the
Y'all
place.
love
had
it.
that
We were
VIP
VIP.
lounging.
Like, we do
Killed
this
it.
every time.
I
Yes.
love it. I love it.
So
The
what y'all
hospitality was
don't
on
know,
point.
it was. So what y'all don't know, we actually, if you're here in Indianapolis,
Yes.
Patrice and Lamont and Speak on the Media are hosting a Spoken Word Wednesday.
Yes.
Right now they're holding it once a month, right?
Yes.
On Wednesdays at the Block Bistro, which is actually right down the street from our studio.
115 West Market Street.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, black owned.
Black owned.
Yes. What
Dope
up, TA?
event.
Yep.
Bomb food.
Yes.
Bomb
Bomb
food.
food.
Oh, the
Oh,
wings
man, they food is
get
so
you
good.
right. The wings
Yes,
get
the
you
wings will get you right.
Yes. It was
Everything
on
was
point.
on point.
Everything. We went to the first one just this past week. Excellent event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank y'all. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Y'all got some good footage and everything.
Oh, my
and then,
goodness. We gonna use the
I
best
love
out of that
foot-
footage.
Yeah.
They
I don't know if
had,
y'all
like,
seen what I did already. I'm gonna send it to y'all.
They had
Yes.
the best recap.
Yes.
The best
Yeah,
recap.
best recap ever. I was
If
like,
y'all-
oh,
Keep watching it like, this is just,
Yeah.
it was such a vibe.
Thank
It was
TikTok.
perfect.
Yeah, I know. TikTok was
Shout out- yeah,
TikTok was off the. I said
Shout out to
TikTok. I'm
TikTok.
old.
It was a perfect depiction of the vibe from
Like, you,
But
you're
no.
not supposed to laugh. No,
I'm laughing with you.
you laughing with me?
Clean it up,
Laughing with
girl.
you.
I'm
But
with it. Clean
but
it
shout
up.
out because we have all of our information about Spoken Word Wednesday on our Spoken Word Wednesday event Facebook page. So people can always go there to find out the next events because we're gonna have one in June to celebrate Juneteenth.
Yes.
Yes.
So y'all know it's
Y'all
about to
better
go
Showing
down.
up and showing out.
It's
Yes.
going down.
It's selling out.
Just
Shout
go
out
on
to
and-
James
The
Webb. by
last
the way.
one sold out fast. Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Yes,
It sold out
man.
in less than a week.
Yes.
This
in
is
less
gonna
than a
sell
week.
out less than 2 days.
Yes,
Oh
I
my
agree.
gosh.
We have not tried to sell just yet because we want to make sure we got all the T's. What is it? T's crossed and I's dotted.
Yep, there you
Yeah.
go. Yep.
Yes.
So I literally got a message in my inbox this morning talking about I'm ready to buy tickets today, and I'm like, not yet. It's coming.
Like they are ready.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think the city has been thirsting for something like this. You don't know, after I
Yes.
posted that little video,
Yeah.
you don't know how many people were in my inbox.
That's
were
what I'm
like,
saying.
Where was this at? I'm
What is
going
this?
next week. What is this?
Oh,
I want to
wow.
come. Like,
Wow.
how can I support? How can I? Y'all didn't tell me. I'm like, we
wow.
literally got the last 2 tickets.
Yes, y'all
Literally
did too.
bought the last
They
ticket.
bought the last 2
did.
tickets.
And
Wow.
the best seats.
Yes, y'all got the. Ain't that crazy?
So don't think you're gonna get them because
Yeah, they said they
permanent
locked.
VIP.
They locked. They VIP.
That's here
They locked.
first. They're
permanent VIP, so-
Yeah, they locked
Yeah.
in.
Nah.
And
I
I
love
don't.
the
You know what? To be
hospitality.
honest, I don't want nobody.
Yeah, y'all gotta be in the front.
They got to be
Y'all
in the
gotta be in
front
the front.
because
Yeah.
they was laughing when I was laughing at stuff.
Man, that
Because he's.
we're not gonna talk about.
We ain't gonna
that.
talk about that.
Stop.
You know what? Now that you said that, maybe
Let's go on in.
maybe he's
nice.
not the best choice to sit next to.
For real. Lamont is that
Yeah.
family member in
Yeah.
the funeral that you can't sit next
Yeah.
to, or that one in church that you
'Cause
just
they don't
can't
know how
sit
to
next
act.
to. Nope. They don't know how
Talk
to
about
act.
choice of words.
Boy, I was just going off of the vibe of the event.
Yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. I wish we could clue y'all in more.
Yeah, we can't
it's
clue
kind
y'all
of
in
an
on
inside
that.
joke.
Yeah.
It is.
But just know that
gonna
this
keep it
man's face,
I'm just.
It's the facial
written all over
expressions
your
for me.
face.
Look,
Yeah.
you know
You
we
don't
can't
have to say
we
a
can't
word.
sing. Anytime we start singing stuff, we got a Facebook show we do.
Yeah.
And anytime we
Turn
start
Up Tuesday
singing,
topics.
yes.
Yes. Y'all
Anytime-
gotta tune into that.
Yeah.
Anytime
on
we
Facebook.
sing
It's so
something,
fun.
Facebook act a fool. So I'm like,
They be
man.
hating.
Be hating like
my
a
God.
man, I
Hating.
promise.
It's funny how like when we listen to music, because he also has his radio show,
Yeah.
Speak on a Radio, so you can get that through the Zeno radio app.
Yeah.
And so every time we play his music on the radio station, it's like Facebook acts like they about to shut down.
Yeah.
Because we
Yeah.
always do it live on his Facebook page, on Lamont Stokes' Facebook
Right.
page.
Yeah,
And,
I've been in Facebook jail.
He's been on Facebook jail.
Twice. Yeah.
I was like, can the
See?
brother live?
Yes.
He's trying to live his best life.
They need to
Trying to
get
remember.
theirs off top. That's
Yeah.
what Facebook is saying.
Let's talk about that for a
I think
What you
second.
that's
said they
what
need to
they
get theirs off top.
I think that's
So
exactly
y'all
what they're
have the podcast.
Yep.
saying. Yes.
Y'all have a radio station.
Yep.
You have a media company.
Yep.
Yes. And a magazine.
And a
And a
magazine.
magazine.
Yep. And what else we got?
And then we also have
Clothing line.
Yeah, we have a clothing line. So we
Yes.
have also a website called PS I Love You Gifts. So that's
That's both of our-
PSILUV
Yeah.
U gifts with the S at the end.com.
Yes.
So PSILoveYouGifts.com. And yeah, we have clothing. So we got t-shirts, we got soaps, we got lip glosses. We have our first
Oils.
kidtrepreneur. So my goddaughter, who is now 13 years old, she has her own lip gloss and
Love
soap
it.
line.
I love it.
And so she's got lip scrubs, lip gloss, soaps, even soaps for men.
We're truly living owning your masters. We are truly-
Yes.
We are
Yes.
living that.
Yeah,
That's
and
why
then-
we had to have y'all on.
Yeah,
and
owning the
then
masters
also,
for
and
real.
then also shout out to my mom. She has face masks and she does t-shirts as well that are on there. And then my aunt, who just started making baskets.
Yep.
And so she's got that
We
on
got the
there.
whole family, y'all.
Yeah.
We not
See,
See,
playing.
that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
they're gifts from the heart for the heart. So it's literally an online gift shop.
I
I
love it.
love it.
I love that idea.
And like you said, you are actually owning the master.
Yes.
That's what it's about. You put yourself on, and then you put your people on.
That's what you're supposed to do, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Keep
That's
it
what
in the
they say.
family.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's better than 1 millionaire? 2.
Five.
Ain't that what
Four.
JB
Look,
say?
5. Look, 4. Right, real talk.
For real.
Let's
Right.
get
Who
it.
Better.
is it that I'm thinking of? Who is it? It was a black family, and they bought like a plot of land and made like all their family members live next to them.
Oh,
You know who I'm
smart.
talking of?
No.
No,
I
but
can't
I'm
even
with
think
that.
of it, man.
I'm with that,
But
too.
it's a famous person, but they basically bought a plot of land and their
As
whole
they should.
family, like even cousins and stuff like that.
Really? Is it
live
Kevin
on-
Gates?
I can't
It
even.
might be.
I'ma think of
Kevin
it
Gates.
later.
He on that. He on
Kevin
that.
Gates and Drea, they
Get
just
the-
bought
yeah,
a
they
farm.
on that. Yeah, they on
Adrika.
that.
I'm saying right.
Adrika.
Drika.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think that's important too because I mean, there's statistics that show that as a people, Black people, we are the biggest consumers, meaning that we
Yeah.
spend the most money, but we are also the largest amount of consumers who don't spend within our own community.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
hence one of the reasons why when we did Spoken Word Wednesdays, we not only have poets, but we also have businesses within the event
Yes.
where we're shopping Black. And I mean, granted, other people can be there, so we don't just have Black people because we literally have somebody.
Because there
ask-
were non-black people
Yes.
at Spoken Word
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
just
Quite a
We,
few.
we just love black, and no,
Yeah.
no
And
it's
offense
just
to
the
nobody
highlight.
else. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Honestly.
but it was just beautiful to know that every person that had a business there was shopping Black.
Yeah.
That was dope.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. It was. And it was, like I said, good quality. I did purchase a T-shirt.
Hey,
I wore it
Hey.
already. I couldn't wait. I wanted to
Yeah,
wear it
let's get
today.
it. You take a
But-
picture in
did
it?
you take a picture?
Yes, I did. I
Send
need
it
to
to
post
us.
it.
Send it,
to us.
please.
Yes, I
Which
will.
one? Which one?
I bought the Black History one. I am
Oh,
Black
Black
History.
Black
Black
excellence.
Excellence.
Yeah.
Yes.
As you guys are, y'all
Yes.
are black
You are
excellence.
definitely Black excellence. So I'll share a little bit behind that. So that poem I actually wrote when I was a high school counselor. I actually did a poem for Black History Month to actually share with our high school students because a lot of our kids, unfortunately, don't know their history. And so I actually did research on a lot of Black history inventors, and then I put it in a poem, and then I presented it and actually did the poem in front of the school. And then I took a couple of the words and put it on that T-shirt.
I love it.
As a way to talk about we are history at its finest, Black excellence.
And I have a
love
commercial. I
it.
created a commercial for.
Yes.
So if y'all check out Speak on the Media, y'all can check out the commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's awesome.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Yeah, so those are also going to be sold next month for Juneteenth and also be on the website.
Perfect. I love it. I will definitely
love
make
how
sure I get
y'all
my
are
picture
plugging.
up.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Everything that
we
y'all
hustle
do,
hard, man.
Yes,
we hustle
we
hard.
got to. We learning. We
Seriously.
taking notes.
Yeah, man.
Y'all not
no,
gonna miss a beat.
on everything y'all should, because what y'all have, just to kind of give y'all some love, what y'all have, man, people need to be a part of this. I've watched probably about 5 shows of you guys owning the Masters, and I'm like, I'm really watching it, I'm really looking at it, and I'm like, man, y'all show is really good, and I will promote it and pump it as much as possible, just like it's my show.
Absolutely.
So,
Thank you. We
Yeah.
appreciate the
y'all
love. We
killing.
feel the same way
I love
about
the
y'all.
very first episode. Y'all interviewed the gentleman that was a barber.
Antoine.
Yeah, and I'm like,
What's my brother's
Cuts.
name?
yeah.
Cuts.
And I'm like, that is that like. Now I'm gonna turn into my interview thing. I want to
go
interview
ahead.
y'all
That's
a little
what we're
bit.
doing. Go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna interview y'all a little bit. I was gonna say, do y'all like interviewing like owners of businesses?
It's kind of a mix. We do a little bit of lifestyle. To be quite transparent and honest, we were blessed to be able to start the show. We really just got some dope ass friends.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like everybody, like all of our
with
first
it.
shows have really just been our friends. I've
Wow.
known Antoine like almost 15 years. Brittany,
Yeah.
I've known Brittany probably like almost 7.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
that and the young lady that did? She has like she started her business and she was still working, and everybody was telling her not to start the business. I forgot her name.
Candace.
Yeah, Candace.
Yeah.
I was like, that was a
Candace.
good episode.
Candace and I've actually known Candace since she was maybe like 5.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
literally everybody we've had on.
It's been people,
and we
just
still have a long list of
We do.
friends
That's
that we
awesome.
gotta.
Yep.
Yeah.
Justin Bland that we interviewed a couple weeks ago. That's her friend. Like we just
Wow.
really have been
Yeah.
blessed to just have a good circle and village of people that's really doing positive things. So I try to tell people all the time, don't sleep on that.
Yeah, real
Yeah.
talk. Even
Like if I look to my right and my left, I can find dope people everywhere. Like
Facts.
we just ran into y'all on
Yeah.
a whim. Like
Facts.
if you put that energy out there, you automatically
back.
attract people that
Yeah.
are like
I
minded.
love it.
Yes.
I love
It's
it.
not hard.
And I think that's a testament, I think, to also the type of people that you are. You know,
Yeah, you
they
guys,
say
man,
that-
y'all bring out the energy.
Yeah.
Y'all bring it with
Appreciate
y'all.
that.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
like when y'all were sitting out here, and it's just like, man, I could just see like, I want to talk to them. They seem real cool, you know. I'm like, and then even watching y'all show, and I'm like, yeah, I want to be on their show. Like, I ain't just want to, interview y'all. I want y'all to interview us and see about y'all show. So I was like, this would be cool. You know?
And there's
Connect.
also this saying that it says you are the sum total of your inner circle.
Yes.
So in essence, when you look around and you look at the people who are closest to you, whatever that circle is,
They tell you
that's
who
who
you
you
are.
are.
Wow.
And so that's a good way to
I like this circle.
exactly. So that's one of the reasons why I feel so honored and humbled that you guys are having us on here.
Yes,
and to
thank you.
see also too
Likewise.
just what's happening within our community, to see that there's so many
Yes.
beautiful minds, and I think the pandemic really
Ooh, I like
has
that. Beautiful
shown where we are and what we're capable of, even under pressure. But it's given us time to really reevaluate who we are and where we want to go.
I want to ask y'all
You told
this.
me earlier about focus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Ooh,
saying?
talk about that.
Sometimes we have to be set down.
Yeah.
We have to have things taken away from us so that we can evaluate and really focus on the things that we have been either procrastinating or putting off.
Yes.
We
That's
try
a
to keep
word.
ourselves busy all the time.
Yes.
But there are things maybe in our personal life, maybe we need to take some self-care.
Yes.
or
We just talked
Ooh,
about that.
And I'm glad you mentioned that too, because you did something on Facebook where you was just walking in the grass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that was really cool because I did it too. I did it right after you said that. I started walking in the grass because I was like, with no shoes on,
Yeah.
I ain't seeing my feet. She showed her feet. I ain't showing.
that's what I was
Yes,
telling
that's
him
grounding.
earlier, too.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Grounding.
it keeps you connected. I don't know, it's something therapeutic about that.
It is.
Very
What was you saying? You said something
Like when you walk barefoot in the grass, it pulls the negative ions, the positive ions out of your body and brings them back down into the earth. And it brings the negative ions from the earth back into your body. So it kind of helps to balance out and helps to like reactivate your body's natural healing
Recharge.
mechanisms. It puts you like, I had one of my friends, Evelyn, I'm gonna shout her out. She gonna be on the show one day.
There it is.
Yeah.
She said that she ran barefoot and it cured her shin splints.
What?
Wow.
There's healing power in the earth. We're so connected
on.
to the earth. Like we discount it. We city people.
Wow.
Facts.
But when you get back in contact with the
Yes.
earth, we came from the earth. So the earth is our healing. We need to remember that.
Yeah, and I mean, it's so funny
Yes,
that you
it
said that.
is.
That's one of the reasons why I love nature. Like, one of my favorite places where I find peace and calm is near water.
Yeah,
Yes.
me
I
too.
love
Me and her
the
share
beach.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always find, peace and, I'm a,
Cancers.
yep,
Yeah.
yes.
I
Yeah.
share it too, though.
Okay,
I like it.
I
'cause-
gotta say this because the day that you did that, literally, like I
Yeah.
saw your post and I was literally doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I was at Eagle Creek
Ain't that crazy?
by the water. I just
Yeah.
went, I was just looking at the water and stuff. That's
Wow.
like I have a meditation spot there, so I'll go there and nobody knows when or
What
where
they do
or
now?
anything.
Look. No, I'm just
They
kidding.
still don't know. It's
That's-
really
I heard
ducked
that.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think also too, with that, I'm a licensed therapist, and so I talk to clients all the time about the importance of self-care. And also because of this pandemic, mental health has been such a huge thing because so many people have been stuck in their homes. And even just as a counselor, working with kids, my biggest concern has always been for kids who their home is not a safe place.
Yeah.
And just knowing like that's where they have to be. And so my biggest prayer is that, people find spaces within their homes or somewhere close by where they can have some peace. And your home should be your peace. And if it's not, then change something in your home so it can be.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's why I garden. Because I like gardening
Ooh,
too.
yeah. And we got to get
Yeah.
back to that.
Putting my hands. The pandemic got me started gardening
Wow.
out of pure really panic because I was one of them weird people that like bought up
I
all the
want my own
toilet
food,
paper.
yeah.
And I was like,
That was you, huh?
Yep. And I'm like, if the bottom falls out and ain't nothing left in the grocery store, how I'm gonna eat? So I was like,
Oh,
you know
wow.
what? I need to
better eat
learn
that toilet
how.
paper.
You hear me?
But wait, don't on everything. Y'all know we are people who make our own food anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
We are people.
I was like, you know
that
what?
do
This
that.
is a
from the
good
beginning.
skill to
Yeah,
have.
yeah.
We've been so spoiled. You got to learn
Yeah.
how to
Yes.
at least, if something goes wrong,
Wow.
we gonna eat our broccoli, our
Facts.
greens,
Okay.
and our tomatoes. We gonna have-
Dandelions.
Yeah.
Dandelions.
And you gotta
Don't
think.
sleep on dandelions.
You gotta
For
think
real.
somebody
I gotta
thought
figure
I'm gonna
some
eat
of that
this. Like I'm gonna eat this because somebody looked at greens and was like, that looks edible. Like you gotta think that was weird to somebody. Somebody was like, you gonna eat that? Yeah, I'm gonna
We
eat that.
make if we have learned anything about our people,
We
when we
will
have in
figure it
hard
out.
times, we have
know
learned how to make
it
something
work.
out of nothing. Our
That's
lemons
okay.
into lemonade.
They
So
just told
hence,
me.
chitlins
Yeah.
Come on.
Ooh,
Okay.
God,
We
chitlins.
survivors
I-
by nature.
by
Facts.
nature.
And, the interview I just did with James Webb, he was just telling me about the Juneteenth and how they used, I can't remember the name of the flour that they used, but the slave masters wouldn't allow us to eat sugar. So black people figured out, I'm going to use this red, whatever the flour was, but I'm going to use it in red velvet cake, stuff like that. And I was kind of telling y'all off the air
Yeah.
that red velvet cake kind of meant it was going to be a party going on. And, massa ain't know nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, this is simple stuff. We throw a party like that and everybody get into it. And they're like, oh, snap, they doing something over there. But you don't even know what they're talking about.
Right.
That's how
Right.
we do. We always have a code.
Yeah,
Hence
some type
why
of code.
switching exists.
Speak on it.
Yes.
Speak on it.
Exactly.
It's
Reading between
innate.
the lines.
That's a
in
code.
us.
Speak on it.
It is. It is. Like we know how to
Some
put
of
on
us.
our, professional.
She said something.
What was like? We were talking about this one day. We were talking about the many voices that we have.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
You know.
Hello, how are you? I could change my
Yeah,
voice.
and I can be like, oh my gosh.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I mean, you
there's
even
so many
you go
things.
to the hood, you get thuggish. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
What's
yo,
up,
what
dog?
up?
You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling.
No,
with
keep it one. What is it?
Okay,
Our
working
pastor-
from home. Let's keep
Right.
it 100.
Oh,
my God.
keeping 100.
Yeah,
Oh,
you know,
pastor was just our
you
pastor was just
capping
talking
up.
about keeping 100.
Right, my
Capping.
Yeah. My pastor today, he was talking about, he was like, how you be so with people sometimes, you be like, man, keep it 100. I was just trying to keep it 100. Be like, nah, you meant to hurt my feelings.
Right, you're
Right.
being
Yeah.
violent.
You weren't actually trying to tell me the truth. You just
Right.
wanted to hurt my feelings.
Right. Exactly. Because you could have kept that to yourself.
Right. Real
But
talk.
you know what? If somebody has to preface their statement with, I'm just trying to
You
keep it
just said
100,
something like that,
or if
yeah.
they have to preface it
No
with,
offense.
No offense, or
already got
don't take this
me.
the wrong way, then you already know what you're
You
saying
already
is out of
know.
line.
You planning to hurt me.
Already, no.
And at that point, my mind shifts to, okay,
The
so
Aries come
what
back.
am I gonna say back? 'Cause
Yeah.
at that point,
I
I really
will say, Aries, y'all are petty.
At that
Very.
point, I'm really like,
Are they? Is she petty?
once I
I'm
hear that
very
statement
petty.
made,
I'm telling you.
I'm not listening to anything you
I don't
have
wanna
to
hear nothing else
say.
you got.
I'm formulating my comeback in my mind. It don't really matter what you say.
Lord.
I've
I don't want to hurt your feelings, but you know. Oh yeah.
and I'll take the abuse. I'm so petty. I'll take the abuse. I'll sit back and listen to everything you have to say.
You sit there and just
I'm gonna listen
building
to
up.
all
I'm
of
gonna say
it.
one thing and just kill you. Like,
Yeah.
Murder you. Like,
Yep.
This one right here, I've watched him have conversation. Like, he's done it with me, but I've seen him do it with other people. Where he'll sit there, he'll be like, When he does that, I know he's building. He's like the Incredible Hulk. Like, he's real nice.
We're trying
and
to
then when
figure out
she-
our comeback.
Oh
yeah,
my
I'm trying to
God.
figure this comeback out. I'm like, yeah.
Anytime he says,
Because we're going for the jugular.
Because you hurt my feelings. So, you know, I'm big on, like, she had to break it down to me one day. She was like, man, you in your feelings. I'm like, no, I'm not. I ain't in my feelings. Okay, I'm in my feelings.
Okay.
So I just had to
Nose
hear
all
her.
flared.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of times she'll throw that back at me, though. That's the only part. That's the only time you lose. And when you throw it back at me, you winning when you telling me, yeah, you doing it right now.
Oh, I want you to throw it back.
Yeah, no, she throw it back
I'm
at
learning
me.
the
Nah,
power
that-
of words.
yeah.
I'm learning it. For
Yes.
me, it's about timing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the
You know how
timing.
sometimes when you can have conversations with people and you know, like, you want to say something, and even though you know, and it's good too, you be like, man, I want to tell them about themselves. But the timing of it is wrong,
Oh, yeah.
and which why you got to watch verbal and nonverbal communication skills with people's
Yes.
body. You know, because sometimes if they're already looking frustrated and you're going to tell them something that's going to be like even worse, it's just
Yeah.
not the time.
Yeah.
And then your message is not going to be conveyed at all because
Right.
they're not hearing you. They're not going to receive anything that you have to say.
No.
Now, the dynamic of y'all relationship, y'all Aries and Cancer, too.
How does that work?
Yeah, how do y'all work?
I'm a cusp. I'm a Aries Pisces, so I'm a very patient Aries. I come back. I can go for the jugular, but you know, I'm very patient
Okay.
and quiet. I can be kind of quiet.
Oh, quiet people are really the
never
ones I watch
quiet.
out for.
Yeah, y'all the scariest. What
But it
about you?
works. Like I'm type A. I'm kind of a combination creative type A organizer.
Okay.
We both
definitely
are.
a type
Taking
A.
that combination together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm leaning more towards the organization and, you know, but with the creative. And she's the opposite. Like she's more toward the creative.
I'm water completely.
Yeah.
I just
Ooh,
go with the
flow.
flow.
Come on.
She
with the
does.
flow.
She's always been that
Patrice
way.
kind of like that. She go with the flow.
I do.
I'm not like completely. I mean, I still got some structure,
Yes.
but you know,
Very
get
much.
stressed
I
easily.
can definitely go with the flow. I can pivot. I can be flexible. You know.
And I think you need that both, right? You need kind of that flow, and you need also that person who is like, look, we gonna get it done.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
get them
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, because what I've learned with our strengths, I'm not gonna do weaknesses, but our strength is like I can go, like I would come and talk to y'all. She would set it up the day
Yep.
when we supposed to
Yeah.
interview, when we
Detail.
supposed to do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just be like, hey y'all, we need to do blah 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 blah. blah. And then if she don't do the details, I'm gonna forget that we talked about it. I'm still want to do it.
We've had to learn the hard way.
But I'm just gonna forget when we did it, what time it was, all that stuff.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's true because that's how it was when we first met. Like
Yeah.
we kind of linked up.
Definitely.
Lauren
They
and
was
Lamont
doing
was
it, yeah.
like, "Yeah, let's go ahead, let's do that, let's collab." And then me and
And they
Patrice was
sitting there on
putting
the
stuff in our calendars.
You
We up here getting the details together on the
computer.
computer. Yep, she putting me and Patrice exchanging numbers, putting
Yeah,
stuff on the
yeah.
calendar. So,
That's what I was gonna say. Like, which one is the? Well, both of y'all outgoing.
I think
It's
we
like
have
that with us,
a
too.
good balance though. Like
Yeah.
where she falls short, you know, I
See,
come
that's
in
how I am
and vice
with her.
versa.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we both be, you know, just have a lot of different things going on. So we got to stay on top of each other.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think our being sisters is something like it's weird.
Yeah.
Like
It
we're very
is.
much spiritually in tune to one another.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's
I
a
was
lot of
telling
things
that
that
earlier,
we
too.
don't have to talk about.
Which is a
We just
beautiful
know.
thing.
It's like
Yeah.
understood because
Like
We
even
just
today,
know.
we
No.
came in. I'm like, okay, well, I got some questions. You know, I got some questions I want to ask. Same question she got.
yeah,
Oh,
she was like it's
wow.
the exact same. I
It's
said it's
even
all the same
numbers.
questions.
So I'm like,
That's
okay,
awesome.
let's just
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's a lot of. I guess that works to our advantage because it's like a lot of conversations that some people would have to have that we don't have to
Yeah.
have.
It just
'cause
everything just
We kind of
falls
like
into
that
place.
too. Like
Yeah.
we do a pregame, but it's like I already kind of know she's gonna be more detailed, so I already know where she's gonna be, and I know I'm gonna be more. I'm the aggressor out of the two of
Gotcha.
us, but don't get it wrong. She can be aggressive.
I can
She-
be
I know.
aggressive when I need to.
and she can shut you down. Like I like how she shuts you down better than because I'm gonna be violent with it. She ain't
Yep.
gonna be. She gonna be like, intelligent and educated with shutting you down. You're gonna just like feel stupid after she shut you down. I'm like, oh, I wish I could do that.
That's not my goal. That's not my goal. But like, without me going into detail, I'll put it like this: there have been times where sometimes I think people try to look at you and read you, and then based off of that, talk to you as though they know you.
Yeah.
So what I try to do is assess based off of what's coming out their mouth, how I'm going to basically help them understand, like, you don't know who I am.
She hit you with a dagger too. It was like a dart.
I love how you articulated that.
Yes, I told you. She hit you with a dart too.
Been better.
Yeah. That's Lauren all day long.
Mm-hmm. For real.
Yeah, she
People
knows.
be trying me because I'm so like. Everybody thinks, oh, you're 21.
I got you.
But you know what's funny?
No.
Like some people, when they find out that we have a podcast together and they've like known us, and they're like, Lauren's so quiet. I'm like,
not with
You
me.
don't really know.
Right.
I mean, she is quiet,
I'm like Prince.
but she's selectively social.
Selectively social.
She's not like, she's not even, I
bad.
wouldn't even call her a social introvert. She's selectively social.
So I like
she
that.
picks and chooses
Yeah, I like that.
who she wants to entertain. And if she ain't feeling your energy, then you're gonna get quiet, Lauren.
Wow.
She's just not gonna, she's gonna,
Wow.
she'll
No,
interact with
seriously.
you, but from a distance.
Yeah.
Wow. And see, that's a good trait to have too. Because I was telling one of the people we working with, I was talking to Lisa, and she's just quiet, but she's really observing everything that's happening. Like she's really paying attention. I'm like, I really want to learn that quality. I talk too much, but I want to learn that quality to where I can be quiet, and just like kind of pay attention to how people move. Because you said something earlier about like body language tells a lot.
And not only that too, I mean, like, I'll take it from the biblical perspective too, but there's a saying that goes that you look more intelligent when your mouth is closed. So
I
when you're
must look
not
stupid.
saying, when you're not saying anything, and so sometimes what I've learned is instead of trying to act like I know stuff, I will either tell you I don't know, or I'm going to find the answer and let you know.
Right.
Yeah.
But I like to take in information from what people talk about, and then have an educated way of being able to communicate what I heard.
There you go.
Like it.
That's been a learned
go.
trait for me. I've because when I was younger, my 20s, I would pop off. Like I was a pop off queen. I wouldn't even a lot of times let you finish, but I've had to learn how to sit back and observe.
You did the kind, I'm gonna let you finish, but
like I told you earlier, I have learned.
Yes.
I had somebody very close to me give me the best advice. He was like, "Don't waste your time on stupid people. Let stupid people be stupid."
Speak
and I
on
said,
it.
"You know what? That's the best word
Facts.
I've ever gotten."
Yeah.
And now I'm very
Period.
selective with my energy. I don't entertain everything.
Yeah.
Or as Maya Angelou once said, when a person shows you who they are,
Believe
them.
them. Yep.
Believe them. So when someone says, like, I don't give a blip, whatever, you know what I'm saying? They
You
don't.
really don't.
So
Yeah.
don't be like, surprised when they start doing crazy stuff and you're like, where did this come from? They've been telling you.
Yeah. I worked with somebody.
Yeah.
I had a job where I was working with somebody, and the first thing he said, I don't care about none of y'all. And then later on, when he needed,
That's
I was like, I had to remind him. I said, bruh, no, I had to remind, bruh, you don't care. No, not I thought. You don't care about us, remember?
Right.
Ain't nobody about to help you, pimp. Nobody about to do it. We're not about to do it.
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
That's the petty, Lamont.
That's the real
Petty
stuff.
Lamont.
That's that real petty.
Yeah, I feel that.
Of course you do. No, I'm saying.
I've had somebody tell me though, I don't care about your feelings.
Wow.
Like, and I was like,
All right.
oh, okay.
Wow. You bold enough to tell me this?
Oh
too?
yeah.
So let's
All right.
so let's I'm curious. Can I ask this question? So let's talk about the relationship piece of things
Uh-oh.
when it comes to
Who's ready to
communication.
get into that?
Okay.
Come on.
All right. So what's your thoughts about how you should communicate with someone that you're interested in versus someone you're in a relationship with? How do you communicate?
Should I start with that one?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So how we communicate with someone you're interested in, I feel like you should do more listening than talking. It just depends on that person too. Like if you got somebody that you're interested in that's maybe a little bit more reserved, then you have to just kind of get to know them first and then base your communication off of that. Now with somebody that you've been in a relationship with or that you're in a relationship with, you should already kind of know their character in ways. and base your communication off of that. So like knowing what their triggers are,
That's a good one.
you know, and knowing, okay, well, like you said earlier, knowing the timing of when to communicate.
Yes.
And
was
then,
something
you know,
we were
speaking
told
soft.
in premarital counseling.
Yeah.
That's something
Yeah.
our pastor told
Yeah.
us, that knowing when to
Love
communicate.
language.
Love language.
you know
Uh-oh.
Knowing someone's
Uh-oh. Them two about to have a
it's-
whole nother conversation.
I like doing this.
No, I do
yeah,
too.
knowing your love language, knowing your own love language is important. And I
Yeah.
feel like for a long time, it's like in my early 20s, I did not know my own love language. So we would bump heads a lot because neither of us really knew we didn't know how to communicate to each other. And it was more like an internal thing. Like he was, you know, probably battling his own demons and battling his own fight, and I'm battling mine.
Yeah.
And so it's hard for us to come together.
Yeah.
But I think when you know, how to communicate and knowing someone's love language, knowing what they respond to, then you know how to talk to them. You know how to communicate.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't even have to talk.
Facts. They
That
can
is
just
true.
read
Exactly.
the body language.
That is true.
Yeah.
But so there's 5, right? So there's gifts, acts of service, quality time, physical touch, and words of affirmation.
Yes.
So do you know yours? Your top 2?
I'm words of affirmation
Me too.
and I'm touch.
Okay.
Me too.
Yeah, sometimes I just need a
No,
hug.
yours isn't.
It's not touch.
Nope.
I like touch.
Yours is words of affirmation. Ours is the same.
For real.
Words of affirmation and quality time.
Quality. Well, yeah.
Like, no, I want
yeah,
to
want
touch.
I'm
that.
very
quality
needy.
touch.
My
real.
my primary love language
Don't make me
is
start this.
physical touch.
Physical touch.
Yeah, my primary love language is physical touch and quality time. Again, that's why I'm single, because I need all of your time and attention.
No, you know
All of
what? Quit saying that.
Yeah,
Quit saying that. Ain't nothing wrong with what you asking for.
Yeah, it
you're
really
you're in
is.
tune with you.
It's a lot.
That's
You
not
know,
a lot.
you just not
It's
gonna
not.
do
It's
it.
just a
Right.
lot for the wrong person.
Yeah.
That's right.
What happens is
real.
the person you probably don't think is the right person might be the right person, and the
Yeah.
person that you think is the hey, what's going down, sir?
What's up?
Yeah, the person you think is the right person may not be the right person. You know, so it's all about opening your eyes to certain situations
I like
and looking
that.
at certain people that you might be like, I wouldn't date him, but then you go out on a date with him and be like,
And
dang,
I'm
he
very
everything I want.
open.
Yeah.
Which brings us back to Patrice's original question about how do you communicate with somebody that you're interested in? That's the biggest thing for me. I don't. Because
Explain.
I told you
Right, break that down.
I'm a Pisces Aries cusp.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I'm very outgoing when I know you, but I'm very shy. Like I don't approach people.
Yeah.
At least
Okay.
not in a romantic capacity. I
Yeah.
don't know how to do that. I am extremely shy.
So would you say if you were interested in someone, they would never know?
They would never know.
Wow.
They would
you
never
don't even
ever
give
know.
a hint?
I'm awkward.
You don't know, you don't know how to give a hint?
No, I don't. I have no idea how to do any of that.
So that's the thing that you gotta learn about yourself then.
yeah.
Yeah, take the time out.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, I was about to say what I did before I met Patrice. I went on a date. I went on dates by myself. Like I took myself out.
Yes.
Yeah, and I learned what do I like, what I don't like, and then I went on dates with other, with females or whatever, and then I would look at them and pay attention to everything about them. And I'm telling you, man, I was this deep, and y'all could call it petty if y'all want to, but I look at feet, I look at the way they smell, the way they, the carry themselves. They carried themselves in a manner that I didn't appreciate, or if they were talking back to like the waiter or something like that, I'd be like, nope, don't want that. Because if you're gonna be disrespectful like that to other people who are serving you, you know what I'm saying? You gotta look. Everything means
Red
something.
flag.
That is so true.
Everything means something. So, when you go out, because you're going to get probably, since you done said you single, all kind of dudes going to be like, oh,
Exactly.
I'll take you out. You know what I'm saying? So they like.
I've had
they
to
look-
learn, like, coming out of a relationship, I've had to learn, like, and see, that's another thing about me, not to be too much into it, but I don't move quickly from relationship to relationship. I can count on one hand all the relationships I've been in my life. And I'm definitely, after one relationship ends, I take my time.
Yeah.
When I tell you time, like, between my relationship previous and the one I'm coming out of, it was 9 years. If that
Wow.
tells you how long,
Wow.
I need to stew, marinate,
Grieve.
Grieve.
Yeah, and then just figure out like
Right.
Get to know you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that that's important.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to jump into something because I feel like I do the next person a disservice if I feel like I still have baggage.
Wow.
I think that's unfair. And I don't want to break anybody's heart
Yeah.
because I
so
take
good.
that seriously.
Yeah, that is so good. I would say one book that I would suggest to anybody is a book called Changes That Heal. And the author his last name is McLeod. I want to say it's Henry McLeod. But this whole book is basically about the areas of learning how to bond, how to separate knowing good from bad, but then also knowing yourself and how to bond with other people. And really, it's about changes that heal, because in all your relationships, your first relationships, you learn healthy or non-healthy relationships based off of how you were raised. So if you have had a hard time bonding with your biological family, right, or the people who raised you, then that's the first place that you got to heal, because you're not going to know how to interact with the opposite sex or even the same sex if you don't know how to reconcile whatever your differences are with those who raised you. Because that's a lot of what I deal with clients, is dealing with traumas in relationships because they haven't dealt with or forgiven their parents, you know, and then they take that out on the person that they date.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's how
so
we
true.
perpetuate like poor relationships.
Generational
That's
curses.
another reason why
Yes.
I've loved having couples on our show
Yeah.
that work together
Yeah.
Yes.
because it shows you like healthy relationships are not commonplace or shown to us in as a community.
Speak on that
So-
for real. That's facts.
Whole nother
That
topic.
is a whole conversation.
And that's not
yeah.
just marriage relationships.
Any type of- 'cause
it's
you-
because
it's-
we were like indoctrinated to be separate.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we don't know how to interact with one another in any capacity.
Yes.
And it's like you
True,
said, it starts
true.
with at home.
At
Our families
home.
are broken, so we can't deal with anybody else.
Right.
In
'Cause,
business
I mean,
capacity, everything
it's
else.
even weird to see like couples, black couples, and it's weird. It's weird to see black couples hold hands, and I'm like, why is that weird to me? Like
It's
that
a
should be
beautiful
awesome.
thing.
Like I love
We're
holding her
touchy.
hand. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
touchy, so we'll touch and stuff. But it's like people will look at us. Like what? I
But
can't.
we get
like,
compliments
right.
though.
Yeah, that's
People
true.
be
Right.
like, "You're so beautiful," you know. But I think what they see is not just. It's not the exterior. It's like what's happening from within. Because for us,
You make me think of that Tony Terry song when he was like, "When I'm with you."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't sing right now because my voice is messed up. But yeah, no, I think about that because I think a lot of it has to do with how you, like, I'll say this. I had a lot of, some people call them daddy wounds. I had, some things going on in my life when I was younger, and I had to learn how to forgive my dad for things that had happened and transpired. And one of the things that at the time, because I actually went to counseling myself, and my mentor at that time told me to go to counseling, and the counselor that I had told me to write a letter to my father because I never got a chance to say the things that growing up I just wasn't allowed to. And once I wrote that letter, it started breaking, I think, a lot of the hardness in my heart, and then it helped me to learn how to deal with men in a healthy way after that.
I did that probably about 6 months ago.
How'd you feel? How'd you feel?
Oh, it was heavy because it was not so much like daddy issues, but just people that have hurt me in the past
Yeah.
and things that like some conversations ain't worth having. So I just wrote it in a letter and then did a little ceremony, ripped it up, and set it on fire.
That burning
Speak on
ceremony
it. There it is.
powerful.
I might have to do that myself. Bro.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's something that I also tell clients too is, I call it a burning ceremony where you write down all the things that you have not forgiven. And it could be anybody that you haven't forgiven people because the saying is true. Forgiveness is not for other people. It's really for yourself. Because if you could visualize what it's like to be behind bars, basically you are the person behind bars and you have the key. But the only person who can set you free is yourself when you forgive.
Yes.
Yes.
And so you have the power to get out of your prison, right? And again, the way that, you look at how people interact with each other, and when you be like, I'm not going to forgive that person. Well, what happens when you don't, that person, instead of you becoming, my auntie told me this, she said, when you don't forgive, you become a thermometer instead of a thermostat.
Yes.
And when you're a thermometer, that means when the person comes into the room, you change based off of their power of being
Wow.
When you're a thermostat, regardless of where you go, you control the temperature of the room.
Oh, that's deep. I like that.
And when you
That is,
forgive,
yeah.
you can become a thermostat. And that definitely shows the power of forgiveness when you can actually do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've learned about forgiveness probably over the last maybe 5 or 10 years. Been really working hard with that.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that starts with forgiveness of yourself. We can be so hard on ourselves for mistakes that we make.
Yep.
And again, that goes back to you being in prison and holding the key. It's even worse when you're the one that wronged you. You imprison yourself and you hold the key.
Yeah.
It's like you have to start there first with learning how to forgive yourself for your mistakes.
Yes.
And learning how to forgive yourself for hurting other people.
Right.
Because we
Accountability.
forget that. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
that's
forget
true.
that, yes, people wrong us.
But we wrong other people.
You wrong other people too.
'Cause-
Whether you meant to or not.
Yeah, you the bad guy in somebody's story.
Yes.
You're the villain in somebody's story.
Yeah.
Or when they say, when you got one finger pointing at somebody, you got three
pointing back.
pointing back
Yeah,
at you.
yeah.
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 Y'all done got deep on us.
Okay. There. But I mean, I think relationships are the biggest. I mean, this goes for business
Yeah.
and all that. Relationships is where it starts.
Yeah.
If you can't build relationships with people, you can't build a business. You can't build a team because you cannot do these things
No,
alone.
no.
You need
People.
your community. You need your customer. You need your client. You need your vendor. You need your
Yeah.
partners. You need support. You can't do anything in
And it
life
has
alone.
to be genuine. People can tell when you're trying to force it.
Yeah.
So if you can't be genuine, maybe you need to do some self work first.
Yes.
Yes.
Good stuff. Yeah, some soul searching.
Yes.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I like how you said not forcing, because I've dealt with a lot of people, putting together Speak On It and all of those stuff, and I've realized like certain people, I really want them. They got something that I think is just awesome. I'm that type of person. Like I'm just so excited about what you have, and I'm like, ooh, we could do this and we could do it, and you looking at me like, this mine.
Yeah.
I'm not about to do
I
this
don't
with
wanna do
you.
nothing with
Yeah, I
you.
don't want to do nothing with you. I don't want to do.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know you
and
like that.
or they only say yeah because they trying to get you away from them. Yeah, I do it, and they won't even come around. So I had to realize, like, stop being like that. Just allow people to be who they are. So I like what y'all was saying about just being organic and just being real. Don't let it naturally happen.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that makes me think too, it's funny because like I love taking pictures, and so I'm a photographer as well.
Okay.
And so,
you were hold on. We didn't talk. So you're a therapist,
Poet.
poet,
Photographer,
Entrepreneur.
photographer, and I think that's it.
PR.
Okay.
Oh, and then PR, HR, HR.
We
You
just
know what
gotta
I'm
mention
saying?
all the hats.
All of
Yeah,
them.
she got a lot of hats.
Wife,
Wife, yeah.
you know, bonus mom.
Bonus mom. Yeah, we don't say stepmom, we say bonus
Bonus
mom.
mom.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So yeah, but as a photographer, so my business that I have with that is called Inspired on Purpose, and it's arts and education, inspiring people with purpose. And the arts part of it is the photography and the spoken word, and the education is career counseling and family, individual counseling. But what I find with taking photos is capturing people's essence.
Yes.
It's something about taking natural, organic photos that captures a person's personality and what's going on in their minds.
Yes.
And so when I try to take pictures, I try not to do like these stand this way, sit this way, because if people look uncomfortable, it's gonna come through the camera.
Right.
So I usually try to make people feel comfortable and feel beautiful and confident, and so when I hear people say like, I don't like to take pictures, I usually like to find out what's the story behind that, because a lot of times people don't appreciate themselves for who they are.
Ooh, that's the word.
Yeah, I love that.
So I always like to capture the essence of the person.
Yes.
For the live, I wonder if my daughter's on here. Did you just hear that? Okay.
Come back.
Yeah.
So
go
yeah,
ahead
so
and
shoot, if
tag
people
her.
are needing, photo shoots, hit me up. You can check me out on Facebook on Inspired on Purpose. But yeah, I honestly feel like, especially right now, I don't know. Do you guys remember there was a video that was done in the city when the pandemic hit? And it was somebody must have had a drone, and they literally took a photo or a video of the entire city, and it was like a ghost house.
Man.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember
that.
Yeah,
And
that was scary, man.
It reminded me of like the Wild Wild West when like those little bushels,
The tumbleweeds rolling through.
It was so weird, like just coming outside and driving. There's no traffic, nothing.
And I had to work through this crap, so I'm
This feels like a purge.
man, it felt like that. Yeah.
And then at one
Oh my
point,
God.
there was what
It
was
was
going
scary.
on down here, and everybody had their windows and things boarded up, and it was already empty. So
Oh,
then
that's
it
when we
really
did the what's it? You know, when we marched and
Oh
everything.
yeah, we did
That
March.
was
Yeah, that was like
crazy.
that was like about a year ago.
Yeah,
It's been a year.
Yeah, it's been a year.
This
been
is
a
May.
year.
Right
It's
after
been about a
George
year.
Floyd. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, God
Yeah,
rest
praise
his
God
soul.
for justice
Yeah.
on that, boy, because that's a whole nother issue.
Yeah, I think that would have been
we
something
still got a
else.
long way to go.
Yeah, we got
Facts.
a long way to go.
We do.
Okay,
But it's
one more-
progress.
It's progress
Yeah.
for sure.
One more thing, you segue into that. I was watching some since you were an educator and in mental health. I was looking at something this morning, and Tennessee passed legislation. I think another couple of other states down south passed legislation saying that they can no longer teach systemic racism and things like that in the schools anymore.
Yeah.
Now, when they say systemic,
intended.
now look, I'm big on words.
Let me. About to go. I gotta find it because
Yeah, I just saw that yesterday. They actually just passed the.
yeah.
Because here's my thing: if you want to talk about you can no longer teach systemic racism. You have to acknowledge what systemic racism is.
Yeah.
Speak.
So if someone's gonna say that, then what they got to literally do is they've got to tear down the whole school system, because the system
Yes.
of European
Period.
school systems
Yes.
is systemic racism.
Yeah,
So in
it is.
essence, that means you're gonna have to come up with new curriculum.
Yep.
You're gonna have to reteach teachers.
Yep.
You're gonna have to reteach administrators. You know,
Yep.
the whole
Yeah.
nine.
You
So I think sometimes when they put, I call them buzzwords. It's like, we want to be satisfied with verbiage when in essence we don't want to deal with the heart.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would really ask the question, okay, what does that mean? What does that look like?
So she says,
You found it.
"Yep, I found it." So you are not allowed to teach the history of you can teach the history of an ethnic group as described in textbooks and instructional materials adopted in accordance with present law. You can discuss impartial discussion of controversial aspects of history. This is what you can do. And then what you can't do, hold on, let me find that.
Okay.
It was deep to me. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
I definitely went and Googled that ASAP.
And
I'm
it
about to
was
look at it.
surprisingly, it was a white lady, a white teacher that
Most white people gonna break it down for you.
Oh, she was hot.
that
Yeah,
was
they gonna break
upset
it down
about
for you.
it.
She was hot.
Well, what's her name?
Especially-
Shoot, before I forget. Her name
Yeah.
is Jane Elliott.
Jane
If
Elliott.
Jane
anybody
Elliott,
needs
yep.
to know about systemic racism from
She's
a
on
white
it.
perspective,
Yep.
Yeah.
this
She don't
woman,
play that.
she talks about, she says it like this. She says, I am a distant cousin of black people.
Yep.
Because when
That's what
she
she broke
talks
down.
about the stuff about what racism is, and even just like she did a study long time ago
Yeah.
where she had a bunch of white kids in a classroom, and she told them that kids with brown eyes, kids with blue eyes, and then told them like you can't talk to each other. And it was amazing what kids started calling each other names, and that really tells you that racism is taught. It's
It's
not
taught.
born into it. We're taught to
It's a
that,
learned behavior.
and so you can actually undo it. But it's a whole nother topic.
You found it?
This is, yep, I
Yes,
found
I
it.
remember that.
So it says a meritocracy is inherent. You can't teach. These are things you can't teach. That a meritocracy is inherently racist or sexist or designed by a particular race or sex to oppress members of another race or sex. That's what you cannot teach. Which,
Okay.
and this teacher made a good point, and she said that how am I supposed to teach? And she said that she's teaching in a predominantly black, low-income Title I school in her area in Tennessee. She said, how can I teach history when these children experience this? This is not something that we're teaching.
Yeah,
this is things that
their
these
life.
children experience when they step outside of my classroom.
Wow.
So
At 7, 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I'm shocked at some of the stuff my kids come home and tell me.
Yeah.
They know more than we
And they
think.
go
we-
to a
they know.
predominantly black school. But
Right. But I think about, I don't remember having my first black teacher, shout out to Mr. Huggins, until high school. That was my first black teacher. And then I didn't have a black female teacher until grad school.
Wow.
That's crazy. My first teacher was black. So my very
Mine
first
too.
teacher.
I would say
Miss
that
Sharp.
my kids have that experience. My youngest 3, they all have, actually my 2 sons, they have black male teachers in their preschool.
Never had a black male teacher.
Yeah.
I've never had a black
Yeah,
male
they
teacher.
Shout out to Mr. Jones.
Yes, Mr. Jones,
Hi,
Mr.
Ms. Jones.
Gosh,
Gotcha.
Mr. D, I don't even know his whole name. Listen, if y'all watch, you know what I'm talking about. Funner House, shout out to them.
Yes.
But yeah, I love it. I'm like, I didn't experience this until like later on in life. You know what I'm saying? You guys, not only you have male influence, but you have someone that looks like you and someone that's actually teaching you like different aspects of manhood, how to respect each other, how to respect women. And they're learning this at 3 and 4 years old.
Yeah.
Like
As you
my
should.
son holds he don't even let me touch doors.
Yeah.
And that's
He's
what
4.
You should
He's
have.
4.
That's awesome. Oh, that's
You know,
awesome. Yeah, my mama had me like that. Like,
Yeah.
like I think that's one thing that made her fall in love with me. We actually came downtown for a Black Expo, our first date, and I walked on the side of the street where the cars would come.
Women, pay attention.
And then some dude was about to stab another dude right in front of the police.
Wow.
Like they about to fight and stuff in front of the police. I put her to the back and I said, "Don't do anything. Do not help me. Run when I say run. Don't do none of that."
I was like, this brother's Texas.
I
gotta
was-
go.
I'm gonna destroy whoever's in front of
I
us.
gotta go.
And then if they do something and you try to jump in, that's gonna make it even worse. So like
gonna
somebody
be ugly
grab
for
everybody. Everybody gonna all kind of things gonna happen.
Yes.
Chivalry is it's not dead.
Not dead. Speak out.
It's not dead.
Yeah.
We just give the whack ones too much credit.
Tell that troll.
Boom. We can just shut everything down now.
Yeah, there it is. That's the end of the show right there.
Yeah.
So will the real men please stand up?
We know y'all out there. We know.
Yeah. Y'all
Yeah.
outnumbering, y'all just quiet.
Yeah.
That's really
And
just
I
quiet.
think another, like, again, going back to my experience, I think that's one reason why I struggle in relationships, because the good men that I know are related to me.
Oh, darn it, man.
So
Damn it, man.
I have seen, I see how a husband treats a wife. I have, like, my cousins that are my age are married, and my cousin Justin,
Yeah.
he's a pastor. He puts his family first.
Oh.
He's like 2 years older than me. Like, I have really good men in my family.
In
Get
our
them to hook
generation.
you
In
up
our
with folks
generation.
around you.
Because they're gonna hang around. They gotta
Yeah.
hang around good men too.
Look,
Yeah.
this is what I was
I gotta
saying.
wrap my mind around the dating thing.
There it
Ken.
is.
Hey,
That's
look,
what
That's
it is.
really what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I thought she was married.
Exhausting.
I
No,
thought she was married.
really?
Yeah, you. People don't understand this, but
you
sometimes,
married material.
you carry yourself like you're married.
That's right.
That
So you gotta
Because
watch
you're a
how you
wife.
carry yourself.
That's
You know, be
Yeah.
patient. Your Boaz is coming sometime.
Hey,
Ooh.
and
He
that's
watching.
that's
Might be
Keep
watching
an
this
eye open.
episode.
Yeah, he probably. I told you, he watching this episode. He's like, hey, I date her. What her name is? I date her.
no. I would definitely
don't be weird in
say-
my inbox though.
Yeah, I would definitely say
Where
make
your
sure,
diet bill?
make sure to have people in your circle who know your situation. I think sometimes we're too afraid to say, "Hey, look, I'm open. Do you know anyone?"
Yeah.
And I think that's okay to say to your
it
friends and
is.
family is to say, "Hey, look, I'm looking." But you know, and they know what you mean by that.
You know what's gonna be a match either. So don't
Right?
bring
You know what I'm
around
saying? Because
Buster.
arranged marriages still are in style.
You hear me?
Facts.
I've
When you got
already
good
told
people
my
around
girls.
To arrange, yeah.
I have some prospects already ready. I just
There it
gotta.
is. Pull it out again.
Same with my nephews.
That's right. Look, keep it in the family. I mean, just not like that.
So
but
you don't
know.
mind if they're younger, is what you're saying?
No, I actually date younger
Nope.
men, so I don't
Man,
care.
it's-
Doesn't matter.
She said, "I'm a
as long
cool
as you're
girl."
legal. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
not that
really,
young.
not that young.
And then I would say be open to where you can meet because we met in where, babe?
And Walmart.
In Walmart.
In Walmart.
And that's where they say, "Don't be meeting nobody here." Wow.
I had a
gas
super
station.
shy moment though. Like when I met her, I had a super shy moment. And when I came up to her, my daughter, it's funny, if it wasn't for my daughter, I probably would have never said anything to her. But I hadn't been dating probably for like a year. And my daughter was like, when you see a beautiful woman, just tell her she's beautiful. And you don't got to do nothing else. She was like, just tell her she's beautiful. So when I seen her, I told her she was gorgeous. I said, you probably get this all the time, but I just want to let you know I think you're gorgeous. And she said, thank you. And I ran away like,
He did not run away, but he did walk away.
I scurried away.
Which I was like, it's always the good ones that don't ever finish.
And,
Okay.
and God made me have to use the restroom because I'm telling you, I did not have to use the restroom. I was leaving, and I was like, okay, I got to go back to the restroom. Then she's in line now. So she gave me this big old smile. So I'm like, oh, I got all the confidence in the world now. So I pulled the phone out and everything. I was like, yeah, you know what to do, pimp. Go on, put that in there. Go on, put that in there.
Just for the record, he did not say that.
Go on, put that in
So,
there.
man, please don't do that.
You know I'm the man here. Put that in
You
there.
already know what to do. So you would have ruined your whole.
What
Okay.
he did was he got bold.
I was bold, though.
He
I
was bold.
bold.
Now, I will say that for men, that's important, okay? So the
I was
shy,
bold
the
at the
shy
right
guy
time.
thing doesn't work.
Yeah.
So you got to be bold. But what he did was he took out his phone and he literally said, no, he first asked the
Are
question.
you married?
He said, are you married? So he covered that. And I said, no. And he said, oh, okay. And then literally did this with his phone. Like I was going to give him
Go
his
ahead and
number.
put your number in
I
there.
knew. I didn't ask her either. I knew what it was.
So
All
my
right.
response
You smiling at me like,
was-
yeah, you want me
My
to take you
response
out.
to him was, first and foremost, I'm taking care of something right now. The lady was putting stuff in my basket. People were behind me watching it. So I'm like a little nervous. But
She's
then
like, go sit down. Go
I
sit
did
on
not
over
say
there.
that. I said, if you want to wait for me,
She said, sit
I
down.
said, you're going to have to wait because I'm
Sit
taking
your
care of
trash
something.
down.
So as a result, I would say this to ladies and to men. Men, be forward, take the initiative. You know, don't be afraid of being, told no. And respect a woman
no.
if she says no.
Yeah, respect the no.
Because somebody's going to say yes. And then for women, you don't have to be mean to men, even if you're not interested, but
Right.
don't be so quick to say yes because make them work.
Yeah.
Make them work for it.
I'm quick to be like, they were like, oh, you're so beautiful. I'm like, oh, thank you. Can I have your number? Well, unfortunately, I'm single, but I'm not available. It was nice meeting you, though. And I walk away. I do that when I'm not interested.
When you're not interested.
Oh,
Okay,
when
when
I'm
you're
not
not
interested.
interested.
Okay, 'cause I'm like,
Y'all
how do I
waiting
take you
hold
out
on,
then?
'cause
Like,
you just said.
right,
No.
you want some-
That's when I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
I tell them that way I put it back on me.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm single, but I'm not available. Parentheses for you.
Oh,
Okay.
I can already
But it
tell
was nice
this
meeting
ain't gonna
you.
be-
Yeah.
gonna
But I
work,
always
no.
say, but it was nice meeting you. You're so nice. I appreciate the compliment. And I walk
Wow.
away.
It doesn't connect.
Wow.
Neither do we.
Wow. Wyatt in the back like, damn.
But they were like, it's nice meeting you too, Miss. Like I usually
Miss
get
Lake,
good
yeah.
feedback. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
because I don't want to
And-
be
and
like,
it's-
no.
she look-
You
like,
don't
she
have to
look-
be like, no. I don't want to give you my number. Like you don't have to do that. You just like, thank you for the compliment.
But you know,
very
you
sweet.
do it mature. You're very mature. So you look young, but if he's speaking to me like that, I can't do nothing but like, all right, Miss Lady, you right. All right, girl. You know what,
What
I'm
can
saying?
you say after that? All right.
Yeah.
That was
See,
the day.
yeah, that's
just
it.
be kind.
Yeah, be kind.
Just be kind.
Don't call me
yeah.
a B word.
Yeah, you get that too. But
Only way you get that, I think,
then that's
is
when you turn around after that and be like, your mama's up. And then you get in your car.
Yeah.
This is so awesome. Just
Yeah, thank y'all,
Thank
man.
y'all so
Thank
much.
you.
You guys have an awesome show.
So do you.
Awesome show. Thank you. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Likewise. We'll be
We
tuning
go
in.
in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gonna have to do some things. Thank
yeah,
you for
yeah. We got a
tuning
whole bunch of stuff coming. Thank you, Wyatt,
Y'all stay
for
tuned
what you
for
did.
us.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Stay
Wave
tuned
one.
for some collabs.
Yes,
All
we got
about
a gang of
collabs.
stuff coming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speak on it.
Yes. Owning the master.
Yes.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Please follow us, like, share, subscribe on all social media platforms at Owning the Masters. And we will see y'all on the next one.
Shalom.